In this video, we will demo Python support in Azure Logic Apps. As you build AI agents, in most cases you want to ground them in your business data. And if your business deals with large data files with millions of records, then agents need more power to process that data. That's where Code Interpreter comes in. It's the thinking engine of an AI agent, the part that turns natural language into real computation. If your business deals with large data files with millions of records, then this topic is for you. Before we jump into the how, let's talk about the scenario we'll use to showcase this capability. We are building a sales report agent for Fourth Coffee Company. It's a B2C company that sells variety of coffee to its suppliers around the world. The sales data is in raw CSV format and has monthly sales number for different coffee products by region. Our goal is to build an AI agent that can process the sales data and generate quarterly sales reports with actionable insights. Here is what the sales data looks like. We have the monthly sales by product and region. This has hundreds of lines here, and we don't want to send all this data to agent. That's why we are going to use Python code to aggregate the sales data by quarter and then use the LLM's reasoning capabilities for generation of insights. To use Python Code Interpreter, you first need to create an Azure Container App session pool. This essentially provides a sandboxed environment to run this code, which provides isolation and also the security that the data never leaves network. So let's go ahead and create a new Azure Container Apps session pool. Provide the basic information on where you want to create this resource. The most important thing to remember is to select the Python Code Interpreter in the pool type. Here is what it looks like after successful creation. Let's create the agent now. For the demo purposes, we're going to run this agent on demand and therefore using request trigger to create the REST endpoint for this agent workflow. In the next few steps, we configure the agent. We start by giving it a friendly name. Then we bring the Azure OpenAI model by creating connection to Azure OpenAI and then choosing a model from the deployed models. Now, let's come to the interesting part. Let's add tools, and specifically the tool to execute Python code. Since we want to analyze data file through Python code, we need to first upload the file to Azure Container App Session. So let's go ahead and select the action to upload file. We need to first connect to the Azure Container App Session pool that we created earlier. To authenticate to the ACA session pool, managed identity of the Logic app will be used. This warning suggests to give managed identity the permission to the session pool. So let's go ahead and add the appropriate permissions. In the session pool resource, go to the Access Control Blade. Add new role to the resource. Choose the Azure Container App Session Executor permission and add that to the system identity of the app. After this step completes, the Logic App system identity should have access to the session pool resource. Back in Agent Workflow, we want to get the CSV file with all the company's sales data. This is the data file we reviewed earlier. We're going to make a REST call to get the file, and then we'll use this file in the file upload action. We are now in the file upload action. Here we provide a name to the file. This is the name with which the file be uploaded in the session pool. And we pick the file content from the previous action. Now we add the action to execute Python code. You will find all the related actions in the same action group. The Python code to process the file will be generated by the agent. Therefore, in the Python code field, we'll use agent parameter. Agent parameters is how you indicate that the value of the parameter will be provided at runtime by the LLM. To process the file uploaded before, we need to use the same session ID. Therefore, pick the same session ID by selecting it from the output of file upload step. We also update the tool name and description for the agent to understand the purpose of the tool. To email the sales report, we add a second tool to send the report. Here comes the final and most important part: providing system prompt or instructions to the agent. We start off by describing the goal of the agent and the steps to be followed to achieve the goal. Then we describe the source of sales data, how it's organized, and instruct the agent to generate Python code to analyze the data. We describe in natural language what the code should do. For example, here the code should find the sum of total sales by quarter. Here we include some of the details like the file name of the data, where to send the generated Python code. Finally, we describe the key insights we need from this data and to share them via email. So, let's go ahead and run this agent. Here we are in the run history and through agent chat and can see every single step agent took to complete this request. Here are the instructions that were provided to the agent. The agent ran the tool, which completed the file upload and Python code execution. Here is an example of what the output looks like. The sales data is organized by quarter as expected. By doing this analysis in Python, we are able to send this aggregated data to LLM rather than entire dataset. Here is the Python code that processed this data. The agent did the heavy lifting of writing code, while as a developer we focused on the algorithm or steps to process them. As a final step, the agent also generated the key insights on the sales data. The report includes the summary as well as aggregated sales numbers by quarter and by regions. It also includes trends, insights, and recommendations to help with supply chain planning and marketing to improve sales. The report was also emailed using the email tool. So this brings us to the end of the demo. Here is the quick recap. We showed you how Logic Apps supports Python code execution natively in a fully secure and isolated environment. You can write code yourself or use agent to generate the code. This empowers developers to use agents for complex computation needs. If you have any questions or feedback or feature asks, please reach out to us through this form.